Hello everybody, Neon here doing another video, experimenting, seeing what's happening in the internal metagame. This is going to be a more competitive video. I know that a lot of you like the content that is a little bit more competitive focused because I am playing GHP's Stonescar deck from the ETS this weekend, a very powerful deck in my mind, you know, super innovative in combining all of the powerful Stonescar cards with all of the powerful Shadow cards and all of the powerful Fire cards. Just an absolute visionary. But it is, I think, a good deck. I'm obviously giving some shit. We are against a brew right here. This is okay. Yeah, so this is the Sword of the Sky King Reanimator. Even-handed Golem deck that you've probably seen about. I want to play this at some point, but I haven't had a chance yet. Before we get any deeper into things, though, I do want to let you guys know about ways to support the channel. We've been really growing a lot recently. I've been having a lot of fun with it, and I want to continue doing it more, but there's a few ways that you guys can contribute to ensuring that I can continue to do that. One, just doing things like subscribing does help. We have a ton of subscribers. We've been picking up a ton of subscribers over the last month or so. It was maybe a few weeks ago that I was pushing for 500 subs, and we crossed that very easily. We've been continuing to go up since then. So do that. Of course, like the videos, share the videos. That all counts a lot. But I also want to make sure that you guys know about the Patreon that I have. I mention this sometimes at the end of my videos, but sometimes people get distracted. They don't watch the entire thing, which is fine. But if you could take a moment to just check out the Patreon, and if you can contribute, I would really appreciate that. If you are somebody who enjoys the kind of stuff that I put out, this is a great way to ensure that I can continue to do that and do that more. So that is, of course, linked in the show notes, and so you can check that out, and I would really appreciate that. But in the meantime, I'm just getting walloped by Mr. Master here as he dismantles my threats, dismantles my hand, sabotages me, just works me in this early game.
We'll blaze a path.
It's really hard to say that I should be pulling a Desecrate here. Yeah, I think I'm supposed to. The reason that this is a hard call for me in like a number of ways, like the damage efficiency of it is not great. Like obviously, like I'm reducing. Oh, please stop. I guess I have the counter of the Drake here, which is decent, but so I'm not like dead, unless they have an Annihilate. If they have Annihilate, I'm in tons of trouble. Maybe I'm just getting punished from sequencing in the early game, because I think that I would have been able to play things differently had I sequenced my power better. But I didn't think that it would matter as much as it did. Like, I thought I would have been able to hold a threat at some point. Yeah, Oracle Flamer, Bandit's Flail. This I saw happening. Please do not have a fast spell. Thank you very much, Mr. Mester. I appreciate that. I just need to save damage. Especially since I have Desecrate in my hand and I can't use it unless I, oh, God. Stop.
Fresh from the battlefield.
Pretty sure I'm supposed to take Null Blade for be able to shut down some of this shenanigans. Yeah. Yeah, Null Blade is going to be great. But the thing is when you draw multiple even-handed golems in any deck of this nature, you're just in very good position. Like, this is obviously happening. I'm just making some decisions right now. I mean, I think I'm just dead anyway. I'm gonna see what I draw. I don't think the one power of like whether I torch this now or later makes a huge difference. Yeah, I'm just dead. Oh, come on. Press the button, man. You can do it. Ugh. Got walloped there. Like, that was definitely a question, though, of just kind of getting out-tempoed and out-valued simultaneously. Like, that's a bad combo. The fact that... it feels like this deck should have more 2-drops to me. I played this deck, you know, like a few games of this before, taking it on the stream, or on the video. I always say the stream because it's so much more natural than the video. Yeah, like, you... This one has a 2-drop. Like, the hands that have 2-drops in the versus the ones that don't have 2-drops, like, they feel very different to me. May fortune smile upon you. I'll be your huckleberry. Oh, great. Good shit. Good shit. I'm here for this. I think that I'm going to end up going for a Null Blade, depending on what's going on here, but this looks like a Argent Snacks deck. This is probably a version that's closer to what Brolumsky has been messing about with. Could be something entirely different. That is possible too. But we have to wait and see.
Make each bullet
Okay. I actually just don't want Shakedown that much. I'm just trying to think about like whether I play Senway Smuggler here or not. Play and... It just took me a moment to realize that I just don't think that Shakedown is particularly good against this deck. Like, it's not bad, but... It is certainly not excellent. Devour? Trying to decide what fastball they have. Okay, well then in that case it was just bad timing.
We'll blaze a path.
They should have played that earlier, in case you did not know. One of the things I'm really trying to do here is just set up the Null Blade to kill Mr. Alchemist.
You're in the crowd watch now.
This is actually quite solid. Oh, don't get ahead of myself. Okay. Torch this. Hit that. They don't go back into the deck when they have revenge, by the way. In case you didn't know this interaction. They just stay here. I don't fully understand why they don't go in just like as negatives. But and like come back and then you get the summon effect and then they just like die immediately. But here we are.
We'll blaze a path.
Just gonna do this for now. The fact that my opponent is still at 23 is kind of worrying.
You're in the crowd watch now.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, we're just gonna kill this guy. Excellent. That's what I like to see. I'm kind of fine with this. Really beating on my opponent though now. Rista has put in some legwork.
Only the best for you.
This could be annoying. I don't think that there's anything... Oh, now it's bad. Because I was thinking like, what could they have that's really annoying? And the answer is harsh rule. The issue is that they didn't have double justice, but now they do. So I'm in a lot of trouble. This is part of the reason that I'm just like trading off my send waste smugglers with like the 2-2 or whatever. Like they can do whatever they want with this because I'm expecting a harsh rule. Yeah, you see that this is just the max damage reduction block.
This ends now.
A shock to all of us, I know.
Now it's my turn.
Another late night.
Not happy about that. That's fine.
Now it's my turn.
Obviously giving her the buff. That's a good card.
Your debt is due. Here's another recruit.
Most of the... Okay, Vishni. Interesting.
Forest of blades.
I'm going to just attack with both.
Touch of shadow.
Not sure whether I was supposed to hold that till before or after. Probably should have just saved it. And they probably have to just gang block the Tasbu here. That's definitely wrong. There is no universe in which that is correct. So one of the things to mention is that we do not have Flame Blast in the deck. This is a concession to the fact that Tasbu is very hard to cast. I don't know if I talked about Tasbu being in this deck, but this is one of the innovations that GHP did use. I've been really impressed with him here. Like here, he's drawn me 2 cards, which is pretty sick, and I'm happy about having those extra cards.
Stonescar isn't a blade.
One of the concessions, though, is you don't have Flame Blast anymore, and that is obviously one of the best ways to finish out a game like this one. Yeah, that's a good one. Okay. Don't think they have any other revenge units floating. Ah, we did it. We are a worthy foe. Excellent. But yeah, no flameless means that you have less reach, but you get to play Tasbu. I'm not sure whether I'm not quite confident that the power base can't support both. I know that kind of sounds a little bit psychotic, but I mean, you play Champion of Chaos. Particularly, I find the Obliterate in the market very hard to believe, of that being that much better over Flame Blast. Flame Blast is very good in the market. And I find that there's a lot of games where I just get to get my 5/5 Champion of Chaos on curve. Because you just have so many good duels. We need power. I know that gets me deeper into my deck, and that's the reason that I thought about it at all. It's like the only non-power card, agree, other than, I guess, I don't know, Vara's favor that I would consider. This looks to be like a pledge deck, maybe? It could be mono fire. Okay, pledge. Yeah. Called it. Which is the most important thing of, winning your games. Make sure that you make the called shots. I'm probably going to annihilate that. I don't like the idea of them having extra power when I'm so low. Ugh, that does not look good. Does not feel good. I'm actually going to attack. If they block with the merchant, I'm going to torch it. And then I'm going to shake it down. If not, I will just annihilate. Yazarg. It's a good name.
Take a look.
Oh, right. They would have had that, too. Don't think there was very... Yeah, I could have played around this by keeping up Torch.
Just a promise.
It's pretty rotten. Guess it's fine. I did get to kill that. Would have rather discarded something, obviously, but... It was a little bit risky to keep my power up, to be honest, because I could have been hit by a tactics, and that's probably a mistake. Like, I like the idea of trying to encourage my opponent to make the decision of playing out a threat or an obelisk or whatever, but I didn't know that they had an obelisk. Playing a little bit loose this game because I'm frustrated by my draw. But this second Vara is going to be very good.
Now it's my turn. We'll blaze a path.
I will very happily race a Heart of the Vault, if given the opportunity. It's kind of nice to just keep them from developing a board. I do really want to get this Eclipse Drake online, though. Yeah, maybe Flame Blast is just a little bit too hard to cast here.
Take a look.
Stop.
A single shot is all it takes.
This is okay.
You're a sad bum.
Teacher. This could go bad places, especially if they have the Daria. Like, Daria is a card that, I guess I'm not that scared of Teacher, because I don't draw a lot of cards. I am not a fan of this market. I'm going to be totally frank. I do not... Like, half the cards here I am not impressed with. In basically any situations. I think I'm supposed to just play it out. I don't know. I'd be really interested to if you guys had any thoughts on that play right there. That was one that is really tough in my mind. Like, am I supposed to... Like, which one of these am I supposed to get? They are really thinking about torching me. Or my 3-2. Some. I'm going to gang block the 4-4. And maybe I got blown out, and maybe I don't. But I feel that this is the best strategy for if this happens, if this just is able to occur, I think my chances of winning are like okay. Or like I have a chance to win, but if they have just all the answers here, then I'm probably just dead.
Take this.
Okay.
Take this. Take this.
Trouble is coming.
Not winning that one. I'm just gonna move on. The flood here, though, man, guys, we have been experiencing some higher than normal downpour. It feels as if the water levels are rising. One might call it a flood. I was recording some, or I was playing some games before recording, and I experienced some flooding-related issues. I think I have to send this one back. It's a bit too clunky. I feel like these Annihilators are supposed to be unseen assassins. You know, the two dudes with the war cry? I don't remember the names of them right now. Well, that's a 5-drop.
Threat. Just a promise.
Burning Bearer Wisp. What is my opponent up to? Clearly it's some wispy nonsense. That is not the influence that I expected, guys. I would have said time or shadow, maybe even fire, but joke's on you, sucker.
Shot is all it takes.
This has got to be a reweave deck. I don't know why, but it seems to be. Yeah, rebuy your 1/1 flyer. Magenta, man, they have some plans. Very good at timing. By the way, can we talk about that timing? Just back to back. Please continue replaying this little dork so that I can continue drawing gas.
Now it's my turn.
Oh yes, you can get +2/+2.
Threat. Just a promise.
I'm giving them the Dark Return on the grounds that I'm trying to bait them into rebuying the maybe they're going to rebuy the Entrancewar again. Went really well for them the first few times. I'm really trying to get them to rebuy the Vara so that I can annihilate her again. And the markets can have scary shit in it. Like, who knows what this maniac is playing in their market. I choose to not sacrifice my unit for no problem, for no value. Let's just kill him. I mean, I like drawing cards. I really like drawing cards. I also like killing people. This person could be playing Harsh Rule in their deck, which is something that I'm cognizant of. I still think I can beat Harsh Rule in a lot of situations, but that's not going to do it, Army. Emerging. Emergin. Don't know what's happening there, but seems like a good matchup. I'll put it that way. I think this might be the last one. I did record some stuff earlier that it didn't end up working well for various reasons that I don't really know what they are. Just me constantly fighting with my recording software, as always, as is tradition. But I do have other things I would like to do, but we'll keep this. This is a lot sketchier on the draw than on the play. I'd like to get a good Tasbu game, though. See, Fire playing time. No respect. These people.
The battlefield awaits.
Just mono Fire aggro in a deck named, as a player named Time. I see how it is. Yeah, they're done. Okay, we'll play another one. This isn't what I'm supposed to be. This isn't who I am. This is your punishment time. Don't come here with your ironic names. I think you're gonna get treated with respect. Takati. Skin is no good. Oh, yeah. This is what we signed up for. On the play, double instigator. Me and my game, my draw last game, that one was sick. Turn 3, fully activated champ against Mono Fire. Like, that's...
All it takes.
If I had that every game, I would just always play this deck. Like, that's what you're here for. Karia. Okay, so it looks like it's the Mercano ramp deck. Congratulations to Rikoku BT Dubs. For those of you who do not know, he did some refinement on the deck that I played last week, the Mercano ramp deck that I was playing last week, and actually brought it to a victory in the ETS this past weekend. So that was really good of him. We're not going to revisit that deck, I don't think, anytime in the near future, because it was one that, like we played it once, we watched it once. The new versions are definitely better, but not exactly worth it, I think, for right now. Interesting decisions here of Takati. Not activating a Karia. The reason why I find this fascinating is that activating a Karia is really good in this deck. What did they get? It is most likely Harsh Rule? I'm going to assume that it's Harsh Rule. What that is show, in case you didn't know. One of the refinements that we saw in the deck as we, in the more recent versions, is that show was incorporated as a card that they're playing now. Okay. Like, I think that they have Harsh Rule, but the issue is here, I have to play more out in order to pressure them. The issue is that I feel as if I'm, like, kind of pinched between Rizon and Harsh Rule. It's going to be very hard for me to beat both. They're not going for the Harsh Rule here, which is cool. So that gives me the opening to play Tasbu next turn, which means that if they do Harsh Rule, I at least get some cards back.
Another round in the chamber.
Which is kind of neat. Don't really care about that, because I have had a bunch of them die already.
Your debt is due.
So I'm dead if I just desecrate Rizon. I also can't go Senway Smuggler into Suffocate, which is interesting. Let's go here and see what my opponent does. think maybe I'm supposed to attack, like desecrate, attack with both, see what they do, see if I can prompt them to make a mistake. Because at that point, they're supposed to... If I was able to go send away smugglers into suffocate, I could desecrate, suffocate, attack with both. Then I'm in a position where I can win. The issue is also that I probably did harsh rule as Tasbu's plus the instigator's pings likely kill me. So maybe I had to play, given how low my life total was, I had to play Vora before Tasbu, which feels wrong. That does not feel good, because Tasbu is obviously the more powerful card, but that one was interesting. Interesting game. But anyway, that will do it for today. Thank you so much for joining me. Not exactly a spectacular performance with this deck. It's still really good, though. Like, this is definitely one of the top decks in the game. It's definitely tier 1. There's a lot of work to be done to refine it depending on what's happening in the metagame, because there has been all these other changes. It's not just the metagame that we saw before. Like, Huru is so much worse. Like, it is seeing a lot less play than it was a week ago. Still obviously around, though, but we didn't even see any Huru decks in this run. But I think that I have questions about this deck. A lot of them are kind of weaseling around the edges, though, so I'm not going to go into it in too much depth other than saying that this is one that's worth trying out if you haven't already. But that'll do it for today. Thank you so much for joining me. As I mentioned before, I'll be sure to subscribe to the channel, check out the Patreon, comment, like, subscribe, and share to support what we're doing here, and that would be greatly appreciated. But that'll be it for today. Thank you so much.